What's up, bros? My name is Scott Kowalski, and today we're going to be doing 2-minute tips and tricks. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 different ways to modify a crankbait to catch more fish. Alright guys, so let's put 2 minutes on the clock and let's get right into it. So when most anglers crank docks, they either cast parallel to the fronts or to the sides of that dock. And when doing so, they're relying on that bass to come out from under that dock to hit your bait. But what if you had the ability to make your crankbait dart under that dock and bring your bait to the fish? So for tip number 1, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to do just that. When you're facing your crankbait, you're looking face to face with that crankbait. This little eyelet right here, not the actual split ring that you tie your line to, but the actual ring itself. When the bait is facing you, whatever way you bend it, it's going to run. So if I bend it this way, it's going to run out this way. If I bend it that way, it's going to run that way. So you just grab some pliers and grab onto that eyelet and just slightly bend it whatever direction you want it to run. You don't bend it a whole lot, guys. Like, as you can see, it's barely bent. This is a really quick, easy to do little trick. You can do it with your line tied to it. So I recommend doing it on the lake where you can bend it, throw it in, see how it runs, and then come back and fix it. Alright guys, so tip number 2. Everybody has experienced this where you go out on the lake and those fish are just short striking you back to back to back. So what can you do if you're having one of these days? The answer is throw one of these little feather hooks on the back. They come on most ploppers. If you got a plopper laying around in the boat, just take the hook off the back and throw it on the back of your crankbait and see what happens. So tip number 2, the feathered hook. The final tip for you guys is if you're fishing heavy cover, use short shank hooks. So on this crankbait, we have a normal hook and we got a short shank hook. You see the difference. I got them sort of leveled out, and you see how the back one is like a 1/16 to an 1/8 shorter, well, closer to the bait. That could save you from having to go buy a new crankbait. So if you're fishing around heavy logs, that's what you regularly are cranking around, throw some short shank hooks on there, and that might save you from having to take another trip to Cabela's. But that's gonna wrap up today's 2-minute tips and tricks. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.